is up. In the 2011 BMW 335i xDrive sedan, I've got the COBB Stage 2 Plus Performance tune on it, catted downpipe, new COBB charge pipe, the updated and upgraded front mount intercooler, as well as a few other little odds and ends. We are doing a canyon run. Today's canyon run is going to be up Big Cottonwood Canyon here in Salt Lake, coming from the Salt Lake side in Utah. Got the mods all done on this thing. I've got everything tuned up, and it is a fantastic car. Really been thrilled since buying this. Got this used. Right now it's got 95,000 miles on it. Needed some cosmetic work, some exterior work, as you've probably seen if you've watched any of the previous videos on this car on the channel. But for now, just wanted to take it easy, do a little fun drive up the canyon, so you can kind of get an idea of what this thing's like to drive up some fun twisty roads. I'm hoping to turn this canyon cruise or canyon ride into a bit of a series. Try to come up here, try to visit as many different cool canyons and twisty roads as I can in this car and any other cool cars that are available to me. For now, we're going up Big Cottonwood Canyon. We're not going to go super far, probably go about 5 or 6 miles up. We won't make it all the way up to Solitude or Brighton, but I wanted to give an idea of what this thing sounds like, what it feels like from the inside, and looking out the front. Here we go. It smells like brakes. At the bottom of the canyon, it usually smells like brakes because of all the people coming down the canyon with heavy vehicles riding their brakes the whole time. So right now I'm going to downshift into third gear, going about 40 miles an hour. And love now that you can hear the blow off. It's not a blow off valve, it's a diverter valve, but you can still hear it. I don't know if that comes through on the video, but it sounds great. It's a beautiful day right now here in Utah up the canyon. 54 degrees at the entrance of the canyon. For those of you that might be concerned, my burn is healing well. Don't mess with hot coolant. Let that be a warning. Steaming hot coolant is not to be trifled with. Nice little spot to pass here. I'm going to get a little momentum and try to get around this truck. The all-wheel drive just grips the corners, going in much higher speeds than I could in my previous, in the 540. Obviously this is a much more compact, nimble car. It's not too much smaller. The 540 isn't necessarily a huge car, but having drive going to all four wheels as opposed to just the rears, and with a more even weight distribution, this car feels much tighter on these curves in the canyon than the big 540i. If you ever make it out to Salt Lake City, and obviously if you live here, you got to come up and drive Big Cottonwood Canyon and Little Cottonwood Canyon a little further south. But if you have the chance to travel, if you're going to travel here, maybe pay for the upgrade, get that fancy car, take a trip up the canyons, because it is a fantastic drive when it's not covered in snow. Obviously right now it's springtime, and no better time to be out driving with everybody in quarantine. Traffic's a little lighter, usually gives you a better chance to have some more open road ahead of you. There's a big hiking trail coming up here. Goes off to Lake Blanche, which is it's like a day hike. And there's some other smaller hikes that all sort of they all enter here at the same spot. So my hope is that these two cars in front of me will want to pull off and hike. As you can see, there's lots of parked cars. A lot of people are having the same ideas with their time at home, taking a long lunch, going hiking, or driving up the canyon. A lot more traffic today than over the weekend, but I guess that's to be expected when it's such a beautiful day like today. For a 2011 9-year-old car, or even older, the car does not feel 9 years old, and it might be a product of me driving a lot of older cars, although I do have a few brand new cars. Well, I have a brand new Kia Telluride, and then having been in the 98 540i, the car feels modern. The only thing that doesn't feel super modern about this car is maybe the climate controls, the entertainment center, which has been replaced by this Android Auto that works fairly well. It's not perfect. But in terms of the drive, the comfort, the ride quality, I was worried at 95,000 miles when I was going to go look at it that it would feel soft and squishy, but it doesn't. It still feels tight, still feels very sporty, very strong, very muscular, actually. Pull over here. Let's let these cars have a bit of a way ahead of me. Okay, we got some clear road ahead of us for at least a little while. Do a little launch from here before this next car comes. Definitely fast. up the windows now. A bit higher speed now, so it's not so windy. We're also approaching these cars ahead of us. Yeah, this car never fails to put a smile on my face. We're gonna find a good spot to pull over and turn around. But always fun driving up the canyon in any vehicle, but especially in the new BMW. Hopefully the next time we come up here, it'll be on the 2016 Triumph Street Triple R. It's currently sad and lonely in the garage, waiting for the weather to really turn. It's definitely nice enough today, but my arm isn't quite healed up. Second gear. Going fast pretty quickly. Gear shifts in this car are very, very comforting, if that makes any sense. There's no crunch, there's no difficulty engaging and finding the gear that you want to find. The throw is a little bit longer than, I would say, like a real sports car, like a Miata or a Porsche or something, or meant for like real sporty driving. But with the coupe version and with the N54 version, short shift kits are plenty, but it's really hard to find one for the all-wheel drive. Everything's pretty tight in there. But at first, when I first got it, I was used to the shorter throw in my 540i after I replaced that with the 545 shift lever. But as I've gotten used to this shifter, I find it very nice. It's very, very direct still. It's not like it's lethargic by any means. It's a very positive shift. Brakes are really good, very solid, good feel. Coming to a turn, it'll stop you if you want to stop. And then you have the confidence of the all-wheel drive to really pull through the turn. Coming downhill is really fun, the canyon. Obviously doing so at safe speeds. But even at the speed limit, there's a lot of fun to be had taking some of these corners. And then just the beauty of the surroundings. Right now, when there's still snow on the mountains, but it's bright, sunny, blue skies, and it doesn't get much better. Another thing I really enjoy about this car is the position of the pedals. Very close together, not too close to accidentally push one or the other. But it allows for good practice if you're trying to practice heel-toe downshifts. You know, any of your kind of sports car driving techniques. It's a very good pedal setup for that kind of stuff. I'm no professional by any means, but the car certainly gives me moments where I feel that way. Body parts. So now the question is, what should we do to this car? Like I said, I'm thinking of doing some kind of splitter in the front, eventually move to a diffuser in the back, just to kind of square off the bottoms of the front and the back, just so it looks a little more sporty, a little more complete. What else? You know, some people eventually go to a big turbo or a different kind of turbo setup. I think right now I'm pretty happy with the power that it's putting out. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what might be next, but it's a pretty great car as it is. Audi Q5 dawdling in front of us. That's Yamaha, I think. Car feels very eager to jump forward and start clawing across the road. It's a very different feel from some of the other cars I had. I had the LS swapped 318, which felt like a little sprint car, such a short wheelbase with a big motor. Obviously the 540i. It's like a German muscle car, a big touring car. That one doesn't necessarily feel like it wants to jump forward and claw up the track. That one feels like it just wants to eat up the miles. It wants to go 120 miles an hour and just solid on the Autobahn. This one feels peppy. This one feels like it wants to yell at everybody to get out of its way so it can do its thing. It's pretty fun. There's just so little body roll. Obviously, it's not going to be at the level of $100,000 sports cars or any supercar. But for a sedan that was purchased for less than $10,000, it's pretty fantastic. Well, we're coming back to the entrance of the canyon. Hope you enjoyed going up Big Cottonwood Canyon with me in the 335i. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the Rusty Toolbox. There'll be more videos, builds, hopefully some more projects, some more motorcycles, cars, and more canyon cruises. That's all upcoming. See you guys next time.